What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. Y'all already know. Today we're going to be doing a different kind of video. Today we're just going to be covering. I got 10 topics to talk about on how to meet a girl, guys. Whether that's in school, whether that's in work, whether that's, out in the street, whether it's at a supermarket, whether it's at a mall. Anywhere, guys, you can have enough confidence, enough information to make that approach. And we're going to start. We're going to be covering 3 topics today for today's conversations. How to compliment her, guys. How to give those compliments when needed. Okay? Noticing your girl, guys. Noticing whether she's out anywhere, like I was previously saying. Just making that initial thought to have that notice. How to introduce yourself to a girl, guys. How to make that approach to, just put yourself out there to say, hey, how's it going? So we'll start with the first topic, guys. Let's get right into it. Alright, so here we go. Got a little demonstration for you. Okay? Got a little demonstration right here. Psych. We're not going to be doing any demonstrations today. Not today. Alright. Straight talk. So, how to give that appropriate yet subtle compliment, guys. How to give that, how to deliver the best compliment that person's going to receive. Okay? Like a scenario would be like, you notice this girl you're into, right? And she has on these top of the line sneakers with, all these colors and all these lights on it. And she happens to have some kind of matching outfit with that, You guys are just sitting, you guys are just talking, having normal conversations. And you slide that nice, sweet compliment in there. Hey, I noticed, those stripes on your shoes really match your eyelashes. They really go well together. That's a pretty crappy, example, but just to give you guys kind of an idea, you look for details. You look for the details in what she has on, what she's wearing, why she's wearing it, what she's trying to do, the look she's going for, and you just observe that and you make that compliment. You make that appropriate compliment. You don't want to just make any random compliment. She's gonna be like, wow, like this is weird. You don't want to weird that person out. You want to deliver that compliment so it's in her head. She's gonna remember that compliment the next time she puts those sneakers on. She's definitely gonna remember it. So always make sure you pay attention to details when you give compliments. Is the whole point. Pay attention to those details and it'll get you a long way, guys. So make the appropriate compliments and you'll see a drastic change. Number 2, noticing somebody, noticing a girl, right? Now all these topics I will be covering over the next couple of videos are just mere experiences that I've experienced. They may not work for everybody. They may not, everyone may not approve of my advice. But that's okay because everyone's different. I'm just going to relate to you guys my experience and what I know in the dating world. Just as a whole, my experience with females. So when you're noticing somebody, right? You're noticing a girl, you're like, you get this weird chemical in your brain. It's like, wow, just this girl, just she's sticking in my mind for some reason because you see thousands of girls every day, every day, wherever you go, the mall, the beach, school, work, at the grocery store, just anywhere you go. But it's only until you have that thought and you remember that person that you saw a couple hours back, and that's how you know you noticed somebody. If you get that immediate like thought in your brain, like, wow, this girl's gorgeous. That's you noticing somebody. That's you realizing that I am attracted to this person, or she has something visually that's letting my brain know that I notice you. So always be aware of when you notice somebody and take an action on that. It won't steer you wrong. Your brain never steers you wrong. I mean, yeah, it could steer you wrong in many cases, but once you get that organic thought, then go with it. It won't. It will not let you down. Let's talk about like number three. We'll talk about number three. Hope we're not going through these too quick. How to introduce yourself to a girl. This so like this one's a tricky one, right? Because there's just so many scenarios. There's just so many things that come into play when you're introducing yourself to somebody. Because if you come on too strong, you're coming off as weird. If you're coming off too like shy, then you're like, some girls don't like that. Some girls do. It's approaching someone with confidence in your walk, your body language, the way you look at somebody, the way you make eye contact. Females love that stuff. They love it. They just, because you're showing them, just as simple as it is saying, hi, my name is Kevin. You're taking that step to introduce yourself to this person. And they will notice that. I mean, for me personally, I'll give an example, my experience. Just growing up, all through middle school, I would notice girls, and I would be so shy to interact with them just because, they're girls. And then high school was a little better. It wasn't until like freshman year of high school where I just was like, you know what? This year I'm going to introduce myself to 100 girls. I've gained so many friendships just out of that alone. Because my initial goal wasn't to hit on them by introducing myself. It was more for my benefit. It was more of me coming out of my shell. And just, they have that theory where you put yourself in these scenarios that makes you nervous enough times, it'll just become natural, So it just became natural to me over time by introducing myself to, like, that year I probably introduced myself to like 150 girls in my school. And I would say more than half of them could care less that I walked up to them and said, hi, my name is, such and such. But from those people, like, caring less, helped me gain that confidence that, hey, this girl is gorgeous. I am not afraid to talk to her, so let's do it. Let's get in there. Some of the stars are just like, yes. Some of the stars are just like, eh. But for time, you do that enough times, introducing yourself is just like a walk in the park. Like, if you're shy, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're shy, you're like, you can make those approaches, or it takes you a while. Do it in steps. Take time to yourself out of a week before you start talking to somebody or trying to introduce yourself and say, go over things like, just walk up to them and notice something and introduce yourself and then immediately make a compliment. Or just notice them, walk up to them, say, hi, I'm just passing by, such and such. It's being able to just, because girls will like that confidence when you go up to them and just be yourself. It's the whole point. Just be yourself when you introduce yourself. and it just becomes natural. Like I said, what I'm talking about are just experiences that I've experienced, and what I found out, growing up into an adult, have worked even as an adult. So take that advice for what you will. We're gonna be that concludes it for topic number 3. And for the next video, we'll be covering 3 more additional topics: the pre-thought of noticing, the facial expressions, and asking for numbers. We'll be covering those in the next video. If this one was awesome, this is one of my first videos. Let's do it. Let's drop a like. Appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to view it. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.